Imagine you're standing on Mars. The sky is quiet, painted in a soft orange glow. The horizon stretches endlessly, silent, untouched. For a moment, it feels peaceful, beautiful even, like a place waiting for you. You take your first step, and then you realize you are already dying. At first, nothing feels wrong. The ground beneath you is solid, the landscape is breathtaking. Giant canyons, frozen deserts, a world that looks almost familiar, like Earth, but abandoned. But something is wrong. There's no sound, no wind brushing your ears, no distant echo, just silence so deep it feels unnatural. You open your mouth to speak, but your voice doesn't travel, because there's barely any air here. But here's the problem. The atmosphere on Mars is over 100 times thinner than Earth's. The moment your suit fails, even for a second, your body is exposed to near vacuum. The oxygen inside your blood starts escaping. Not slowly, instantly. You try to breathe, nothing comes in. And this is where things change. Your lungs aren't just empty, they're collapsing. The pressure difference begins tearing at your tissues. Within seconds, your blood starts to boil. Not hot, but literally boiling at body temperature because of the low pressure. Your skin swells, your vision blurs. You have less than a minute, but it gets worse. The cold isn't what you expect. It's not just freezing, it's predatory. Temperatures can drop below minus 60 degrees Celsius on average, and even lower at night. The kind of cold that doesn't just chill you, it shuts you down. Your muscles stiffen, your fingers stop responding. And the worst part? You won't even feel it fully, because your brain is already starving. But that's not even the worst part. Look up. The sky that once looked beautiful is now your enemy. On Earth, we're protected by a thick atmosphere and a magnetic field. But Mars has neither. That means radiation, cosmic, solar, relentless, is pouring down on you nonstop. NASA's Curiosity rover measured radiation levels on Mars that would exceed safe human limits in just months. But without protection, you're getting hit directly. Your cells begin to break apart. DNA damaged beyond repair, and you can't see it, you can't feel it, but it's happening right now. But it gets worse. The ground beneath you isn't safe either. That fine red dust, it looks harmless, almost soft. It's not. Martian dust is razor sharp, toxic, and electrostatically charged. It sticks to everything. If you somehow survived long enough to inhale even a small amount, it would shred your lungs from the inside. And there's no escaping it, because on Mars, the dust doesn't just sit there, it rises. Massive dust storms, planet-wide, can swallow the entire planet. NASA's Opportunity rover was lost in one of these storms. Not destroyed, just slowly suffocated as sunlight disappeared for weeks. Imagine being there, the sky turning darker, the sun fading into nothing, the air filled with choking dust, and you, alone. But that's not even the worst part. Time. On Mars, time itself becomes your enemy. There is no rescue, no quick return. Even at its closest, Mars is millions of kilometers away from Earth. A one-way silence. If something goes wrong, no one is coming. And this is where it all collapses. Because every danger here stacks. The pressure kills you. The cold shuts you down. The radiation tears you apart. The dust suffocates you. The isolation breaks you. There is no single cause of death on Mars. There are dozens, all happening at once. You don't survive Mars. You endure it for as long as it allows, and then it takes you. In the end, Mars isn't just a planet. It's a reminder that the universe is not built for us, not welcoming, not forgiving, just vast, silent, and indifferent. And maybe the most terrifying truth of all, it doesn't need to try to kill you. You were never meant to be there in the first place.